Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is TMI. You might have heard about the threat by the aviation sector to shut down because of the hike in aviation fuel. They are saying that they just can't bear the costs anymore. What do you think could be the implication in the economy? With me here in the studio, I have a legal practitioner, Barrister Emmanuel Obakpolo. Barrister, welcome to TMI Sunday's edition. I appreciate your comment.
Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Wilson.
Right. As very close to him, he is a political analyst, a politician, an entrepreneur. He was one time the Chancellor, Ego Ward 7, and of course, one time the Executive Director to former Governor of Edo State. Join me to welcome Honorable Derek Ohunwago. Derek, welcome to TMI Sunday's edition.
Thank you. A very good morning to you, listeners.
Derek, I want to start off with you. What do you feel about this latest development? They are saying that from Monday, which is tomorrow, they will be able to carry out flights in Nigerian airports. It's like in the total shutdown of the system because of the hike in aviation fuel. Take it up from there.
The hike of in aviation fuel, yes, will no doubt inflict so much pain on the generality of the elites, who are mostly the people that patronize the aviation industry. But be it as it may, Nigeria is still among the countries with the cheapest rate of aviation fuel in the world. The rate is mostly $1 per liter. But the only problem we have here is that the marketers of this aviation fuel, instead of selling at the rate of the official rate of the $1 per liter, which is around 400 and something naira, they decided to be selling for about 630, between 630 naira and 650 naira. That on its own is also not the main problem. As far as I'm concerned, the main problem with this aviation fuel scarcity or shortage is as a result of Nigeria not looking inward. Our problem has always been about us not looking inward. There are a lot of opportunity out there that government can also allow for citizens, but they will prefer to always outsource. This has always been the bane of the Nigerian economic woe, as it were. Do you know that we have a lot of modular refineries in Nigeria? Do you also know that these modular refineries are good in the distillation of diesel and kerosene? Are you also aware that this aviation fuel is a byproduct, it's a distilled product of this, whenever you want to distill diesel, the aviation fuel will automatically be part of the products that you will get from that distillation process. So all of these products, Nigeria as a nation have not approved for our local refineries, the local modular refineries, to inject their aviation fuel products into our markets.
All right.
So as a result, we are always buying aviation fuel from abroad, whereas we have it here, and we could have even increased the capacity of these modular refineries so that we can be self-sustaining. So these are the issues, and it's as if we are enemies to ourselves. So I don't see why a government who mean well for its people will not create opportunity for its people. If you are failed to create opportunity for your people, and your people have created opportunity for themselves, why can't you support them in order for them to sustain their businesses?
All right, I'll come back to you, Derek. You have so much to say on this. Barrister Emmanuel Obakpolo, you heard him. He said Nigerian aviation fuel is the cheapest because the conversion rate $1 per liter. He heaped the blame on the marketers and, of course, the government. What do you feel about his comments?
I disagree with him. Whether $1, whether $10, that is not the issue just now. Nigeria fuel cannot be the cheapest in the world as they are claiming. If you go to other parts of the world and look at what the government of the day has done, and you begin to say, oh, there is fuel hike or fuel is very expensive there, one will be listening to you. But in Nigeria, what has the government done? Nigeria, we say, Nigeria produces 1.4 barrels of crude every day. Every day, 1.4 barrels, 1.4 million barrels of crude every day. But you know what the funny part of it? They take little, go outside and refine, and begin to do their abracadabra on what they think they can do. And here we are today. I really want the shutdown of aviation, air transportation on Monday. I desire it. I want it to happen.
You want it to happen?
Yes, I want it, because the bourgeoisies, the powers that be, there is no road in Nigeria now that is safe for the people. And they don't give a damn. They don't care about the people. So they think, we can go by air. Air is safer. Now they have by themselves, for themselves, with themselves, create problem for even the air now. So let them experience what the people are experiencing. Let them begin to apply the roads and see how the roads are, and see the danger on the roads that the people are facing. Today, Nigerians will wake up in the morning. If you are traveling, then you should also keep money somewhere for ransom to pay. Because by the time this man gets that person, they begin to shout for ransom. But the government is coming here to tell the people, oh, we are making ransom, prohibiting ransom. Is there any sane being that in Nigeria today that would want to be paying ransom to some group of criminals? The government is not looking towards that direction. But the government is quick through the National Assembly to come up with a law prohibiting payment of ransom. So that is where we find ourselves. This government has done terrible things to Nigeria. Now, in February, the jet fuel is sold for 190 naira. Suddenly, in that February, you took it to 700 naira. Because somebody is benefiting somewhere. Somebody is enjoying the business transaction that is going on. And they are telling Nigeria, I know that they will quickly look for how they will settle this problem, resolve it, for their own selfishness. They don't care about the people. So you cannot come and tell me that Nigeria has one of the cheapest aviation fuel price in the world, then I should clap hand for this government. When you suddenly woke up overnight and increase it from 190 naira to 700 naira, you're saying cheapest. What has this government done? What have they put in place? Even the rail they are claiming, railway, train here and there. Can you ply the train now? Can you go by train?
All right.
Is it safe for Nigerians? Is it safe for them? So they are looking for short corners, how they will secure their own lives. They fail to understand that the primary function of this government is security and welfare of the people, which includes transportation.
I will come back to you. He said your analysis of Nigeria having the cheapest aviation fuel, that is not the issue, and moreover, that assertion is not really correct. He hit the blame on the government and, of course, the bourgeois, saying that is a means of transportation, and he's even happy. He's craving for it that there should be a shutdown of the aviation sector. What do you feel about his comment?
Generally, I do not know why Barrister Obakpolo enjoys antagonizing me whenever we are in the studio. You know, that the aviation fuel, you know, Nigeria aviation fuel is among the cheapest in the world. It's a fact. But that he disagrees with me. Well, is it based on fact or due to the fact that he's not happy with the government? I'm not happy with the government, you know, also. But the facts are there that we have the cheapest. Also, remember I equally mentioned
it was at 700.
No, presently it's at 630.
More than 400% increase. You say it's still the cheapest. I mean, from February to this particular moment. You will recall that Nigeria have had inflation of more than 420,000% since 1960. So we have one of the slowest economic growth in the world. No doubt. There's no time that I've ever agreed that our government have done enough for the people. Because if until there's a joint ownership of factors of production and our mineral wealth,
that is between the people and the government, then as far as I'm concerned, you know, we're having a pipe dream. Until government wake up to its responsibility of ensuring that the people feel comfortable with them, that the people have trust in their leadership, you know, we can as well just be dreaming. You know, the problem, like I have often said, the problem of Nigeria underdevelopment and Nigeria economic issues, you know, across board is as a result of our poverty of leadership. Our leaders who have failed us haven't realized that they have failed us. If they are people with conscience, they would naturally project people that will, you know, solve the problems that they have created. Instead, they'll be projecting people who are worse than themselves, you know, to take over leadership from them. So that even the children just born today do not have hope for tomorrow. So, you know, we are not happy with what the government is doing, but the facts are there. For example, it's about $177 per barrel of this same aviation fuel in Switzerland. In Panama, it's about $176 per barrel. But in Nigeria, it's about $167 per barrel. So we still have the cheapest. But the fact that we have this mineral wealth.
Hold on, I wouldn't want us to misinform the public. Convert that 600 and something naira you talked about, approximately 700 naira, related to the dollar equivalent. Is it not more than what you predicted?
1.75.
You still don't get it. I say $177 per barrel, not per liter.
Okay.
You know, Nigeria is around 167, you know, dollar per barrel, not per liter. A barrel is
175 Nigeria.
A barrel is around how many liters? Maybe 500 liters or 200 liters. I'm not very sure. So my point here is that the government know that have failed, but we have the mineral wealth. We have all it takes for Nigeria to sell aviation fuel at less than 200 naira per liter. Even with our current situation, like I said, we have modular refineries who are already refining these products. Government only need to patronize them. But instead, government regulation does not favor those people to sell the aviation fuel to the airline industry. So as a result, those products are going to waste, or they find another place, maybe another country, to sell it. So government is not encouraging the entrepreneurs who are already in the industry with a view to refining this aviation fuel.
All right.
And at the same time, government have not given license to the airliners, the airline operators, to also buy this product for themselves. So if these airline industries are the ones who are buying this aviation fuel that they need, that they are the ones that consume it, then the price also would have gone down. Instead, they have put middlemen there who are the independent marketers of the aviation fuel. They are the ones that supply this product. Okay. They are the ones that determines the price for this product, and they have more or less formed a cartel wherein they will come together to determine the price of this product, no matter whose us is God. So these are the challenges that we face in this industry.
Is it enough for them to damn toes? Come on, at least they've increased aviation tickets. I mean, they're like, you know, one way or another trying to maintain this balance. People like saying that the reason why they say they want to damn toes is because on one hand, they want to hike, or let's say increase the price for air ticketing.
Increasing the price, Wilson, is not even the issue now. Because whether or not you increase the price, it will still affect you and me. There are some persons, before this government came into existence, we had three categories of people. We have the bourgeois, we have the middlemen, and the downtroders. But today it's only two. We don't have any middlemen again. Now, they are saying, the airline operators are saying that they will only, a 1 hour flight will take as much as 120,000 naira. That's what they are saying. And how many Nigerians can afford that? In a country where you have insecurity, insecurity is a challenge. everybody is not thinking of how he or she cannot go through the roads, but rather through the air. Now, if you say I should pay 1 hour flight for 120,000 naira, can I afford it as a Nigerian? Can I afford it? That is why I said that what my co-panelist here is saying, trying to say that the fuel is cheapest in Nigeria. I am not looking at that analogy. What I am looking at it, I'm giving it a bird's eye view, to the extent that if you look at a jet fuel before now, in February, it was sold for $0.5 for a barrel. Now it's now $1.75 per barrel. And you look at the increment, you look at the percentage, and you are telling me it's cheaper. That shouldn't be the arithmetics. The arithmetic should be at what percentage was it increased within this shortest time. Between February and now, we are in May. How many months? 3 months in between. And you have this jet speed increment. And you said it's because we have the cheapest. How has this government affected Nigerians? Now the roads, if the air price, if the air ticket or whatever they call it is up to 120,000 naira, and I cannot afford it, but I can go through the road safely, I will choose to go through the road. But now we have a more cumbersome and terrible, difficult situation wherein you cannot even go through the roads. You cannot go through the rail. The only option available just now is through the air. And the air, they are telling you that 1 hour flight that used to be between 25 to 35,000 naira to 120,000 naira. And somebody is saying, oh, we have the cheapest. That to me is worrisome.
Okay.
So looking at the whole system in Nigeria, I just told you from the outset that Nigeria produces 1.4 million barrels of crude oil every day. Then, if that is the situation, why should there be shortage of jet fuel? Why should there be shortage?
Okay.
Then why all of this are happening is because the refineries are not working. Then somebody is telling me I should celebrate that Dangote refinery will start working by June, July. I should celebrate it. When Dangote cement has become problem for people, now I should also celebrate Dangote refinery. One man's business.
You wouldn't say as become problem for people because everyone have their own factor on price of production.
What is the function of the government?
That we shouldn't blame the one man doing his own thing.
Yeah, it's the government that is praising the Dangote. That's what I'm talking about. The government is telling Nigerians to celebrate that Dangote refinery will be in operation. One man can own a functioning refinery, and a government that we have in Nigeria cannot have one refinery, and you are telling me to celebrate. When Dangote comes now, we tell you that you come and buy jet fuel for 900 naira. Then people will say, oh, I don't understand what is really going on. I don't understand.
Calm down.
And these men, do they reason? For goodness sake.
Calm down. I will come back to you. Let's leave the brand out of the discussion. The Dangote brand, let's leave it out of the discussion for good reasons, okay? When we get to that bridge, you know how to really cross it. On our highways, we have issues. The railway, you know the story too well. People are now afraid. And now talking about aviation, air. There seems to be palaver because they're threatening to shut down, saying from Monday on the 9th of May, you hardly see them operating due to high cost of aviation fuel and high cost of operation. That was how they termed it. Which way, Nigeria? Derek, how are we going to do this?
In Nigeria, if you have been someone who have been analyzing how things work in Nigeria, you will agree with me that any problem that affects the elites will be resolved before you know it. Seriously? I can assure you that the shutdown of the airspace in Nigeria will not be a possibility. Do you know why? People in government who are mostly those that are of the higher and upper echelon, if you permit me to use that word, of our society, are the people that this shutdown will affect the most. They don't plow our roads. They always fly by air. So as a result, this issue will be resolved before you know it. Recall that during the Ebola pandemic, you see how Nigeria brought about its expertise in relation to public health hazard or challenge management. And Nigeria was quickly able to isolate the cases that would have caused, you know, problem of pandemic in Nigeria, as it were. You also recall how we quickly swung into action with passion and zeal to put in a stop to the challenge of COVID-19. So we have the capacity to nip in the bud all challenges as it comes. But there's that nonchalance attitude, that lackadaisical attitude of government, people in government, as long as the problem does not affect them. But once the problem affects them, then they will exercise that necessary action that is required to stop it. In our education sector, ASU has been on strike for God knows when. And this strike has been a recurring decimal until finally ASU said, no way, no more. We see this issue resolved before we come back. The middle class and the poor people are the people that suffers this the most. While those elites have their children abroad. Do you know how much we are wasting in this country to send people abroad for education? You know, so there are other issues. The health sector is in shambles because the upper class also have an option to go abroad to receive medical attention and so on and so forth. So until they do not have an option, until we all fall back to ourselves, until the government know that they have a responsibility and duty to cater for the generality of the needs of the public, no matter the class or the category of the people fall into, they will continue to, you know, have this problem as it is now. I will support the shutdown of the aviation industry. Okay. But the question is there a possibility? Because they will quickly meet their demands. Now that the problem now that the problem tend to affect them, they will quickly look for ways to resolving this issue. All right. But my problem is, if I wish Nigerian leaders always put their best foot forward whenever any challenge, whether it affects them or it affects the poor people, you know, I wish they always put their best foot forward to resolving this problem as they come. Nigeria would have, you know, long seen a state of Eldorado. All right, now you heard him. He said, since it affects the bourgeois, according to him, that this will be resolved within days, or let's say within hours, that it may not even work tomorrow, talking about the shutdown of the aviation sector. I agree absolutely with him. In split of seconds, they will do that. In split of seconds, they will do that. You know why, Wilson? Even the shutdown is domestically. It does not affect international flights. So you see that the problem is indeed created by the government for the people. No, you just can't say that the people create a problem. Okay, why is it? According to Derek, they are affected too. They are affected. But Derek also said that he believes that there is no possibility for the shutdown, which I agree to. Absolutely. So if you look at it, if it affects international flights, I know that this man will sit tight. But because you see the problem, why is it that the problem is only affecting domestic flights? Why not international flights? So who created it? Is it the international community that created domestic problem for us? The answer is a capital no. So the government created the domestic problem, and that's why they will act swiftly. You hold on now. Stop accusing the government that they created the domestic problem. Okay, it's Wilson. It's Wilson that created the problem. The truth is this:
From his analysis,
yes.
Kumai, we've now come to realize that everything is on the table of the government, for goodness sake. It's on their table. It's not within my power to determine what percentage or how much a jet fuel should go for. It's not within my power. It's within the powers of the government. Even if the government fronts persons to do the business for them, it's still the government that is behind it. Now, domestically, the roads are bad. The roads are terrible. Insecurity everywhere. People are not thinking of, if I can do business. Take for instance, I'm a businessman and I want to go to Kano to do my business, and I cannot go by road. I should go by air for my safety. And now going by air domestically, they are saying you cannot go. I just told you, between 1 hour flight used to be between 25,000 naira and 35,000 naira, and now they are saying it will go for 120,000 naira. Look at the speed increase. So if I'm doing business, I'm a businessman in Benin, and I'm going to Kano to do my business, I should also think of how much I'm going to use for air fare. Then I'll think of hotel and other things. So by the end of the day, when I do my business, all of those amounts are spent. Will it not be on the business? Will it not affect me and you? So the whole game goes back to the people. That is my argument. Even with the shutdown or no shutdown, the increment, I know the government will allow for the increment. It will still affect the people. Because the businessmen who are making the trips will increase their business also. Whatever, if it is production they will increase their production. If it is manufacturing, that they will do so. So at the end of the day, the people bear the brunt. So everything is cycle and fall on the people. And that is why we are telling this government that, look, the direction you are going, you may be looking at it that is not affecting you, or that you are seeing something imaginary, something utopia that the people cannot see. But the truth is this: it will still come on the people. All right. Go to the market this morning now and buy something. Then go later in the evening and see. With this increment, the people will bear the brunt.
The people will bear the brunt, according to Barrister Emmanuel Obakbolo. Now, does it not mean that aviation, talking about flights, will now become the exclusive right of the bourgeois? Over to you, Derek.
It has always been the exclusive.
Because talking about 25,000, and right now, it used to be like, all commerce affair, you have the first class, the business class, and of course, the normal class. But right now, I don't know how they're going to measure this up.
Well, it depends on the people you are referring to as bourgeois. Because in a normal economy, the bourgeois are the middle class. But in Nigeria, it appears the bourgeois are the elites. So the elites have always been those who usually patronize the aviation industry, be it domestic or international. The middle class, who are the minimum wage income earners, you cannot expect somebody who earns 30,000 a month, and maybe is probably the breadwinner of a family of 6, to now spend 30,000 or 35,000 as it were on a flight to Abuja from Benin. He will not try it. If not, for the next 1 month or 2, then his family will have to starve. It has always been the exclusive, privilege of the elites to patronize the aviation industry. So as far as I'm concerned, it is what it is. But having said that, Nigeria needs to double up its efforts to resolving the myriads of challenges that we have in our economic, education, social, cultural, sector. We need to do everything possible to quickly resolve these issues. And also, these are issues that we can easily resolve if we have the, mind, the genuine mind, and courage to resolving them. But most of the time, what seems to stall the resolution of the challenges that we have, e.g. that of ASU, is because people, when they are doing the proposal, people are always adding their own interests, into the negotiation as it takes place. How can a government use billions of naira to train GSM you know, repairers. I've forgotten the figure.
This is to encourage entrepreneurs.
And when you now evaluate, you know, evaluate the cost of training one individual, you know, in this amount that they spent, you see that it's about 33.5 million naira spent on training just one person in the GSM repair. And this was done by the federal government, the current present-day federal government of Nigeria. And you want to tell me that tomorrow, when such budget comes for passage, it is because they mean well for the Nigerians that they pass such budget. No, it is because of what is in need for them that they will pass such budget. We know it works in our public sector these days. If you go, I've been to the Federal High Court here in those states to swear affidavit, and you'll be surprised how much you know readily pass under the table for you to just swear one affidavit.
Under the table.
Yeah, you will
not on top of the table.
You will get many big, many up to 3 different offices. You have to submit to them, and these are monies that will not be in record.
All right.
No, so these are the challenges that we have in Nigeria. Until we passionately try to move Nigeria forward, we will continue to wallow in this state of setback and backwardness that we tend to be facing today.
All right, Barrister Emmanuel Obapolo, you're going to have the last line on this discussion. What's the way forward?
The way forward?
Yeah.
I don't see this crop of leaders to show Nigeria the way forward. But I do know that with regards to the anticipated shutdown, they would do all within their best possible to see how they can resolve it, and probably give us a false impression.
False impression.
False impression on the workings of government and governance, to the extent that we are in electionary year period, so they will want to do all the arithmetics to see how they can maybe suspend. You know, in Nigeria it's only suspend. When you hear strike, the only language you hear after the strike say we have suspended. Yes, they will not suspend the anticipated strike, just to give us, just like I did say, to give us falsehood. But the truth is this: we cannot continue with that, because if this government of the day creates problem and does not look for the solution of the problem and now shift that problem to an incoming government, then you are really not doing anything for the people. And that is what I see here to happen. That at the close of the day, they will just shift the responsibility to another set of people. Because, you know what? They recycle themselves. They keep recycling themselves. After all, they've made form to be so expensive to the extent that Derek here cannot afford to become the president of Nigeria. I wish Derek would go and contest as the president of Nigeria. I will be happier. But he cannot, because he cannot afford the form.
All right.
And they are making billions of naira just to sell form. After they make the billions, they will not still go and borrow money. From China.
Thank you.
What a tragedy.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. I appreciate a wonderful analysis. Let's see if the threat by the aviation sector really holds sway. They said tomorrow they're going to down tools, okay? Locally, not internationally. Locally, because saying that if we want to operate, it's going to be 120,000 naira per head. Is it another ploy to increase the price, or another ploy to put the government in check for them to really do the right thing to make sure that Nigerians are able to live in this harsh economy? It's all about time. In less than 24 hours, we'll get to know the prediction of Derek, and of course Barrister Emmanuel will come through. Will they immediately solve this problem, or they will down tools? We're waiting patiently to see the outcome of this. Don't go away, because when we return, it's all about 2023 general elections. The adamance of some ministers to step aside even after purchasing the 100 million naira form. Do stay tuned.